Last week, I did a video on this platform about 5 things which Raila Odinga should do to be declared the next president of the Republic of Kenya. And most of you guys on this platform challenged me to also do another video on what the Deputy President William Ruto should also do to be declared the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Today, I want to give you 6 things which I strongly believe the Deputy President must do if he hopes to be declared the next president of the Republic of Kenya. But before we do that, if you're watching this video for the first time, please take a second or two, click subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, you'll get notified. What we do on this channel is very simple. We analyze politics in a way you cannot get anywhere else. Now let's get to business. The first thing which the Deputy President must do is that he must penetrate the system using money. The presidency of the Republic of Kenya and any other country is normally determined by the system. A system or the deep state is actually a group of invisible people, either military, businessmen, who determines who becomes the next president of any country. The deputy president was there with Uhuru Kenyatta when Uhuru Kenyatta became the president of the Republic of Kenya. He's been part of this system. And of late, he's been kicked out. So for him to win the presidency, to be declared the president of the Republic of Kenya, he has no option than to penetrate that system using money. Which means if these people are planning to change the IBC officials and with the specific individuals, the deputy president should be able to know their game plan. If these guys are planning to deploy an electronic voting system, a new one, the deputy president should actually be able to know all those. And for him to do that, he must penetrate the system. And for him to penetrate the system, he must use money. If the deputy president has been kicked out the way it's being alleged, and of course he's been talking about this system, if he's been kicked out of this system, then he must find a way. There's no way he's going to become the president without the support of the system. So that's the first thing he must do. He must penetrate the system. Number 2, the deputy president must also allow the Building Bridges Initiative referendum to proceed and then stop it, defeat it, humiliate Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga using IBC. One thing which is very clear today in this country is that the country is not really excited about this Building Bridges Initiative process or referendum. I know a lot of things can change between now and then. But as at now, this initiative, this process, this referendum talk is very unpopular in the country. So the deputy president must allow these guys to proceed with the process. Allow them, if they want a referendum, allow them. Then the moment they bring the referendum, the deputy president must engineer a process of defeating that Building Bridges Initiative. Defeating Building Bridges Initiative for the deputy president is going to help him achieve several political objectives. Number 1, his support base are going to get the required morale. They'll know that kumbe tukuna watu. That's number 1. Number 2, they're going to have hopes that indeed the system can be defeated. So he must allow the referendum to proceed. And since Uhuru Kenyatta will not have a lot of interest in the outcome of the referendum, probably just like Kibaki did that time, he might allow it. In 2005, when Raila Odinga defeated the Building Bridges, defeated the banana, that's what gave birth to ODM. And that momentum, Raila Odinga carried it to 2007. And again, he defeated Kibaki there. So the deputy president needs something to build a momentum on. So the Building Bridges Initiative is actually God sent to him if he believes in prayers. So he must allow the Building Bridges Initiative to go on, but defeat it. The only thing he should not allow is the defeat in the Building Bridges Initiative. If these guys will go ahead with this thing and he's defeated, he should forget about the presidency. So that's the second thing he must do. The third thing the deputy president must do is that the deputy president must ensure that Uhuru Kenyatta is locked out, kicked out of central Kenya politics completely. He must defeat Uhuru Kenyatta. If Uhuru Kenyatta is going to get his support base back, then the deputy president is doomed. Let's face it and let's agree. In central Kenya, they're not going to produce the next presidential candidate. But they have the numbers which is going to determine who becomes the next president of the Republic of Kenya. If Raila Odinga were to enjoy the kind of support the deputy president is enjoying in the larger central Kenya region, then rest assured, Raila Odinga would be competing against himself in 2022. But the deputy president is enjoying that support, but he has one challenge, that he was banking on full support of that region. But certain elements, including the president, is not keen on allowing the president to have a say in that region. They're doing every other thing possible to ensure the region don't vote for the deputy president the way they would have anticipated. That's a very big worry, in my view. That's something big which should worry the deputy president, in my view. This is a region which has never voted for Raila Odinga. So it means any vote which is going to evade the deputy president from that region is going to benefit his opponent. If, for example, in Murang'a County, they voted, let's say they voted like 400,000 votes there for Uhuru Kenyatta. If the deputy president is going to get 250,000, it means some 50,000 are going to be lost somewhere. That should worry the deputy president, because that's not good for him. He needs complete support in the larger Mount Kenya region. That's why the deputy president must go there, kick Uhuru Kenyatta out of central Kenya politics. If he won't manage to kick Uhuru Kenyatta out of central Kenya politics, then he's going to have a problem. And once he kicks out Uhuru Kenyatta out of central Kenya politics, then he can now go to Nyanza, compete with Raila Odinga, especially in Kisii and Korea. Then go to Coast and compete with Raila Odinga in that region. Go to Western and compete with Raila Odinga in that region. The good thing for him is that in Western, Musalia Mudavadi is also going to contest. It's a good thing for him, and it's also a bad thing for him. A good thing for him is that those who are voting Mudavadi, their chances of voting for Raila Odinga, if Raila Odinga was running, are very high. But the bad thing for him is that those votes are not going to go to him. They are going to go to someone else, which means getting 50 plus 1% ultimately is going to be a big challenge for him. So the deputy president must kick Uhuru Kenyatta out of central Kenya, number one. Then number two, he must compete with Raila Odinga in Western, in Nyanza, and in the Coast. Number four, the fourth thing, the deputy president must also turn this hustler narrative or hustler nation into a cult-like movement. The deputy president must get hustler to worship him. That's the reality. He must now start getting followers, not supporters. He doesn't need supporters. Politics, you don't need supporters. Anybody can support you. He now must get followers. And the only way to get followers is to radicalize these people, to make them follow him, to worship him. So that next time the hustler nation are going, the deputy president is going somewhere. He doesn't need to invest in mobilizing those people. This hustler nation must start spending their own money to attend his rallies. Let me tell you something. I've played a bit of politics around Raila Odinga. I've seen people spending fortunes of their own money, even poor people, just to attend Raila Odinga's rally. If Raila Odinga is going to Vanga in Kilifi, or Raila Odinga is going to Kakamega, I've seen so many people spending their own money just to go support Raila Odinga. During the last election, there's a day I was traveling to Mombasa. And when we branched, Raila Odinga was also going to Mombasa for some rally. Then when we branched, I think by that time, the SGR was still not yet complete. So we just branched somewhere there to marvel at the SGR, the way it was coming up. Immediately, because we were putting on these ODM caps, immediately almost 10 vehicles just also branched, just when we were still there. Some of them people were telling us, for them, wametoka sijui wapi, they are going to Mombasa for the rally of Raila Odinga. So the deputy president must create this hustler He must turn it into a cat-like movement. So that next time, if anybody will be trying to steal his election, these guys must be ready to die for him. You see what happened in Kapsabet, in Oscar Sudi, Kapsaret, in Oscar Sudi's residence. That's exactly what the deputy president need. He must turn these people to cat-like. He must turn the Hustler Nation to cat-like movement. Without turning it like that, it means he might have the people, these people will go vote, kura zitaibwa, nobody will care. If you think I'm doubting this, if you are doubting this, go and look for by-election in Malindi. I was there for 1 month. In that by-election in Malindi, Jubilee was so sure of winning. They had done everything. They deployed money last minute. And if ODM didn't have people who are ready to protect their votes with their blood, there was no way William Mtengo would have won. And Jubilee just needed that win to kickstart their campaigns at the cost. So it meant Raila Odinga had people who could do anything for him. Number 5, the 5th thing the deputy president must do is that he must continue sustaining this populist agenda until 2022. 2022 is still a very long time from now. The narrative which he started about hustlers and dynasties, he must be able to sustain it. The narrative which is currently sustaining about against the system, he must be able to sustain it so that that narrative should not be lost anywhere. Because 2 years in politics is a long time. Probably someone will come and start dissecting, and start dismantling the deputy president's narrative. Or maybe he won't be able to sustain it until the next general election. What I mean is very simple. Take, for example, Kakamega County. Malala has been a very close ally of Raila Odinga. He's been pushing and supporting Raila Odinga. The other time Raila Odinga was in Kakamega County, Malala was not there. Raila Odinga then claimed that Malala refused to support a bill which was even helping his own country. That was a bad politics for Malala because Raila Odinga has a say in Kakamega. Then when Raila went to Taita Taveta, he again talked about the issue of 3 senators who arrested themselves. And today in parliament, Malala was actually crying, literally. So it means a lot of things can change. A narrative can actually be deployed, which means in politics, a lot of things can change. So the deputy president must continue, must sustain the populist narrative, which is currently pushing. Without that, if he's going to lose that populist agenda, then it's done. Because so far, the deputy president has been in government for 8 years. Nothing can be shown of any success of Jubilee government. The only thing he can do is to sustain this populist narrative, which most of these Kenyans are actually buying. Because the other thing with Kenyans is that Kenyans forget things so easily. Something might be popular in Kenya today, after 3 months, done. And lastly, number 6, the deputy president also can form an alliance. Again, he can decide to mend fences again with Uhuru Kenyatta or form an alliance with Raila Odinga. Uhuru Kenyatta will help him because already he's making inroads into Raila Odinga's stronghold. In central Kenya, those who are supporting Uhuru Kenyatta will go with Uhuru Kenyatta. If Uhuru will be going to Raila, they'll go with Raila Odinga, whether they're 20% or 10%. Those who are supporting Ruto are already supporting him. And the mere fact that the deputy president has already made inroads in Raila Odinga's stronghold, if Uhuru Kenyatta can dump Raila now and come to him, that will be a big score for him. The only question is whether now that would mean Jubilee government has performed. But the fact of the matter is that's an alternative he has. The other alternative is to join hands with Raila Odinga, either for Raila Odinga to support him for the presidency, or he can decide, these guys are trying to block me for 2022, let me wait for 5 years. So I support Raila, then after that time, a lot of things shall have changed. That will be also another sure way of sustaining the narrative. So in my view, the deputy president must do those 6 things to be declared the president of the Republic of Kenya. But the most important one is that the deputy president must penetrate the system. I want to tell you a story. Oscar Sudi was arrested the other day with over 100 GSU officers. In my view, that was not targeting Oscar Sudi. And later on, we got the information that three presidential escort officers were arrested at Oscar residence home. That tells you that presidential escort team is managed. These are people who are supposed to escort the president. And again, they are also allowed to give escort to the deputy president. So there's a guy who managed them. So how did these guys manage to come to Oscar Sudi's residence? It means one thing, that the deputy president actually has the ability to penetrate those people, even those who are supposed to be around the president. Because assigning those people to go and rescue Oscar Sudi, if that was the case, just shows you that he has developed a working relationship with them. Otherwise, those guys would have refused. Alternatively, the deputy president would have not trusted them for that assignment. But I'm going to do another video on that particular incident, if it's true, and what it is intended to achieve. Thank you guys, but in my view, the deputy president must do those 6 things. Penetrate the system, defeat the Building Bridges Initiative, lock Uhuru Kenyatta out of central Kenya, and compete with Raila Odinga in Western, Nyanza, and Coast, turn Hustler Nation into a cult-like movement, sustain populist agenda, which is currently doing, and lastly, form an alliance, either with Uhuru Kenyatta again, mend fences with Uhuru Kenyatta, or an alliance with Raila Odinga. I don't know what you think. If there's anything which you think I've left out there, let me know. But the fact of the matter is, votes never count in this country. Raila Odinga has had votes. He has never been declared the president. Crowds don't count in this country. Raila Odinga has had crowds, has never counted. So the only thing is that the deputy president must be very careful for him to be declared the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you guys, and please, if you are watching this video again for the first time, just take a second or two, click subscribe button, so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Any maswali? Okay, let me go out today.